What do you think about war? Is it nice? Is it kind? The poet is addressing three types of people who are victimized by the war, who are indirectly victimized by the war, right? What does he say? මොනාද පුතේ කියන්නේ? Because your lover threw wild hand towards the sky. නැත්තම් ඔයාගේ fiancé මැරුණේ මෙහෙමයි. අම්මේ මේ බලන්නකෝ ඔයාගේ පුතා මැරිලා ඉන්න ලස්සන. The verbal irony used repeatedly. Voice kind, do not weep. That is verbal irony. It is repeated in throughout the poem. හොඳයි යුද්ධය කියන එකට අයිසිං තට්ටුවක් තවරලා තියෙන්නේ පුතේ. හැබැයි ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන කේක් එක තිත්ත රසයි කියන එක ලෝකෙට පේන්නේ. Good day to you, dear children. Welcome back to the Literature Teacher YouTube channel. Today, here we are going to discuss another special poem under the theme of conflict. Voice Kind by Stephen Crane. Okay, dear children, what do you think about war? Is it nice? Is it kind? Is it useful? I think your answer must be no. Of course, yes, dear children. There's no usefulness or meaningfulness in war. It totally causes destruction and death only, right? Now, as you know, as you are aware, the poem is categorized under the theme of conflict. Earlier, we have done a poem under the conflict theme. If you can remember, that is Farewell to Barn and Stack and Tree. Right. Shall we go for the poem? As you all are aware, I'm always focusing your attention regarding the title and the poet's name. You know that. War is kind. There are only three words here, but W and K in war and kind words must be capital. And look at the spellings of the poet Stephen Crane, Stephencrane. Okay. Right. As you have read earlier, the poet is addressing three types of people who are victimized by the war, who are indirectly victimized by the war, right? Do not weep, maiden, for war is kind, right? Because your lover threw wild hands towards the sky, and the affrighted steed ran on alone. Do not weep, war is kind. Pute, here the first time the poet is addressing to the maiden. Maiden is a young girl, right? Maiden is a young girl who lost her lover, right? Her husband to be because of war. Now you see the condition. Tamangi ආදරවන්තයා නැති වෙලා අඬන දුක තුනී කරගන්න බැරුව අඬනකොට the poet is addressing this little young girl. What does he say? මොනවද පුතේ කියන්නේ? Because your lover threw wild hand towards the sky. Now, I'm not going to talk about the title here now. I'll talk later about the title. He says war is kind, but But do you see here in the second line පුතේ? Because your lover threw wild hands towards the sky. ඔයාගේ ආදරවන්තයා මැරුණේ අත් දෙක අහසට දික් කරගෙන කියා ගන්න බැරි වේදනාවකින්. හදවතේ ගුලි වෙලා ඒ වේදනාව රිවීල් කරගන්න බෑ. He could not reveal his total grievances and painful sufferings. Right? The affrighted steed ran on alone. අර මේ අශ්වයා පිට ගිය අසරුවා බිම වැටිලා අශ්වයා බයේ පැනලා දුවනවා. Definitely the rider has been dead. Right? So that is how your lover has been died. That's what the poet say. And then what does he say? Do not wave, voice kind. පුතේ අමුවේ යුද්ධය පිළිබඳ තිත්ත ඇත්ත අර අහිංසක ගෑනු දරුවාගේ හිතට දීලා එයා ඔළුව අත ගාලා කියනවා do not weep, voice kind. Do you believe that the voice is actually kind? No, never. So the poet takes an ironic take throughout the poem and placing an ironic, sarcastical, paradoxical title at the very beginning. Now, when we read the title, Pute, I definitely know that you may get a kind of sarcastic laughter in your face. Voice kind? It's somewhat curious. Actually, voice kind? ඇත්තටම මේ වෝ කියන එක kind. මොකද්ද මේ poet කියන්න යන්නේ? Now, I guess you can understand all these things. Voice kind is a title which the writer or the poet has put there to show you the bitter truth, right? He ironically uses the title. So the lover has been killed, has been dead, brutally killed, violently killed in the battlefield. But that is the social notion given to the outside world. It's like an icing cake පුතේ. හරියට ලෝකෙට පේන්නේ අර ලස්සනට ඩෙකරේට් කරලා තියෙන icing ටික විතරයි. But we do not find any kind of reality or the bitterness in that outer covering. So that's what the world saw regarding the war. But it is not the truth. The writer wants to emphasize that war is useless, futile, meaningless, and it gives only sufferings and death. Right? So that is the first address, and let's go on for the second stanza. Hoarse booming drums of the regiment, little souls who thirst for fight. These men were born to drill and die. The unexplained glory flies above them. Great is the battle god, great and his kingdom. What do you mean by Pute? Hoarse booming drums of the regiment. Booming drums on a metaphoric word. Hoarse ralu ara rana bera handa Pute. In earlier times, that is how they summoned the soldiers to the war. අද අපි රේඩියෝ මැසේජස් දීලා ගෙන ගන්නවා වගේ නෙවෙයි නේද? ෆයර් කරන්න අපිට සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙනවා. There is a war, immediate action must be taken. So all these things conveyed using the sounds of drums, right? The soldiers who are just have an alert in the trenches or the billets and all. So they all gather, they all take their weapons and come to the war front, right? Leaving their heartfelt wishes regarding themselves to the God. Little souls. What do you mean by these little souls? This adjective? Little. So that suggests these young people are immature, right? මේ අහිංසක තරුණ ජීවිත පුතේ matured නැහැ. So they are given or they are deceived by different types of outfits and the recognition. That's how they were deceived and taken and attracted towards the army to be a soldier. So that is the notion they create in the outside society. පුතේ මේ අහිංසක තරුණ ජීවිත යුද්ධය මෙහෙමයි. ඒකේ තියෙන ආඩම්බරකම, being a soldier, it's patriotism. මේ දේශප්‍රේමී බව කියන වගේ ලස්සන වචන දාලා මේ යුද්ධයට ආකර්ෂණය කරගන්නේ මේ සෞල්ජ කෙනෙක් වීමේ තියෙන ආඩම්බරය තමයි පුතේ ලෝකෙට දෙන්නේ. But when they come there, when they are fighting, when they are facing the battlefield only, they understand what kind of a pathetic life is this. Right? Ar rana berahanda, the booming drums. When they hear the beating of drums, they run for the battlefield. So when the outside world sees this, මොනවාද පුතේ outside world then soldiers ලා දුවනවා. එතකොට මොනවද ලෝකෙට කියන little soul. They are thirst for fight. ඔය soldiers ට පුදුම පිපාසයක් තියෙන යුද්ධ කරනකම්. So they are born to do this. These men were born to drill and die. මේ මිනිස්සු ඉතින් ඉපදෙලා ඉන්නේ drill and die. මරලා මැරෙන්නනේ. තව මේ යුද්ධයක් කරලා මැරිලා යන්න තමයි මේ මිනිස්සු ඉන්නේ. Aren't they humans පුතේ? ඒ මිනිස්සු humans ලා නෙමෙයිද? Why not? Right? The unexplained glory flies above them පුතේ. This is a very special line where you may get the questions to brief the meaning here. Unexplained glory පුතේ, the glory to be received by the soldiers. ඒගොල්ලන්ට දෙනවා කියලා දෙන due recognition, admiration, praise and the comfortable life after the war front, when the battlefield is finished and gone, when they receive the victory. පුතේ ඒ දෙනවා කියන දේවල් flies above them. තමන්ගේ ඉහළින් පියාඹනවා. There are no stories regarding the people who received that glory. ඒ glory එක ලැබිච්ච කෙනෙක් නැහැ දරුවනේ. ලැබෙන්න මේගොල්ලෝ ජීවත් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Who knows what will happen in the next second? What will happen in the next step? They keep forward in the battlefield. Nobody knows. So uncertainty, suspicion lies all over. ඒ අස්සේ පුතේ මේ මිනිස්සුන්ට දෙනවා බලාපොරොත්තුවක්. When you retire, when you get your retirement from the army, you will get these things. You will have to lead a comfortable life after. What is the use of having comfortable life without the body, organs, limbs and all පුතේ? Who knows to receive that glory, will they be able to live? ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා දන්නේ නැති battlefield එකක. නමුත් එළියේම වන කතාව ඕකයි. Right? එළියේ සමාජය තුළ තියෙන්නේ පුදුමාකාර recognition එකක්. පුදුම ජවයක් මේ මිනිස්සුන්ට තියෙන. ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉපදිලා ඉන්නේ මැරෙන්න. Right? ඉපදිලා ඉන්නේ මැරෙන්න. මරාගෙන මැරෙන්න. Great is the battle god, great and his kingdom. Battle god. යුද්ධයට අධිපති දෙවියන්. අනේ පුතේ greatලු kingdom එක great. එයාගේ kingdom එක තුල මොනවද scatter වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? Definitely the dead bodies. Dead body ගාන වැඩි වෙනකොට God ගේ greatness කියන එක increase වෙනවා. Is that the way පුතේ? මේ සත්තුද? නැහැ. Human lives. Okay, shall we go for the next stanza? A field where 1,000 corpses lie. Do not weep, baby, for woe is kind. Because your father tumbled in the yellow trenches, raged at his breast, gulped and died. Do not weep, woe is kind. දහසක් dead bodies විසිරිච්ච මේ රණබිමේ ඔයාගේ තාත්තත් ඉන්නවා පුතේ. Do not weep, baby. පුතේ තමන්ගේ තාත්තා හිමි වීමේ වේදනාවෙන් අඬන පුංචි දරුවෙකුට කතා කරනවා poet. He says, do not weep. අනේ යුද්ධේ හරි හොඳයි පුතේ. It's really kind for everybody. Right? That is the social notion. He mocks at the social notion. මේ සමාජයේ පැතිරලා තියෙන මතය ඇත්ත දන්නේ නැති මතය. Right? He's ridiculing that. අර අඬන දරුවට තමන්ගේ තාත්තා තමන්ට කොච්චර වටිනවද පුතේ? ඒ වේදනාව අඬලා විවර කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඒ තාත්තා අඬන තාත්තා නැතුව අඬන දරුවට කියනවා මැරිච්ච හැටි අමු අමුවේ කියනවා. පුතේ ඔයාගේ තාත්තා, your father tumbled in the yellow trenches. Trenches, you know what it is? It is significant term in the Second World War පුතේ. Right? අර අගල් කැනිවල ඉඳගෙන you can see these pictures, right? Definitely you can see the life they spent during the war. You see this, they eat, they write letters, they fight, they sleep, and whatever their daily routine, they did living in these trenches. When it comes to the rainy season, you can see that the trenches are filled with water, right? Their feet are totally damaged, rotten even. So is it a life දරුවනේ? මේක ජීවිතයක්ද? හැබැයි එළියේ කියන්නේ සෝල්ජර් කෙනෙක් පුදුම දේශප්‍රේමී බවකින්. ඒ මිනිස්සුන්ට තියෙන්නේ පුදුම පිපාසයක් තියෙන්නේ යුද්ධය කරන්න. Do you think it's right? පුතේ තාත්තා මැරුණේ මෙහෙමයි. So the bitterness of the last moment of this father is revealed by saying, voice kind, raged at his breast. පපුවේ දුක වේදනාව හිර කරගෙන ගල් ඒක කිලගෙන කාටවත් කියා ගන්න බැරුව මැරුණ පුතේ. Do not weep, voice kind. අඬන්න එපා. යුද්ධේ හරි හොඳයි, කාරුණිකයි. Right? Swift blazing flag of the regiment, eagle with crest of red and gold. These men were born to drill and die. Point for them the virtue of slaughter. Make plain to them the excellence of killing. And a field where 1,000 corpses lie. Right, okay. පුතේ අපි ඊළඟ ස්ටැන්ස් එකට යමු. Swift blazing flags. අර වේගෙන් සුළඟේ වැනෙන swaying වෙන flag එක පුදුම අභිමානවත්. කවුද ඉන්නේ? Eagle with a crest of red and gold. You know who eagle is, right? We have discussed, right? And එයාගේ crest එක පුතේ red and gold. These two colors symbolizes death and life. That means red symbolizes the death and danger. Gold, normally the gold color is associated with prosperity and harvest. So that is life. So it is a battle with life and death, right? And these men were born to drill and die. Ane pute. So all these badges, flags, outfits, these star marks and everything are the outer glory that are shown to the outer world පුතේ. මේ අභිමානවත් කිට් එක ඇඳගෙන ඉන්නකොට තියෙන handsome look එක, මේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට දෙන rankings වලට දෙන badges, මේවා තමයි පුතේ මේ තරුණ පිරිස, තරුණ පිරිමි දරුවෝ ටික soldiering වලට attract කරගන්න තියෙන එකම විදිහ. So they were deceived. They don't know that they have been deceived. But that is the truth. Point for them the virtue of slaughter. පුතේ ගන්නකොට කියන්නේ මරණවා නම් virtue කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? That is the code of ethics, the good moral conduct. Slaughter is the total mass killing. What is the virtue? What is virtuous in this kind of a mass killing පුතේ? එක පැයකට 100,000 ගණන් මැරි වැටෙනකොට ඒකේ සදාචාරයක් තියනවද? So that is a paradox. Seemingly two opposite ideas are put together to highlight the meaning. කියන්නේ එහෙමයි. මරණවා නම් දහසක් එක්ක මැරෙන්න ඕන. මරන්න ඕනේ එහෙමයි. එක උණ්ඩකින් එකෙක් මරලා වැඩක් නෑ පුතේ. Right? And make plain to them the excellence of killing. මේ ගන්නකොට attract කරගන්න අන්න විරිරයෝ. අන්න රණවිරුවෝ. Excellence of killing. අනේ excellence of living කිව්වා නම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. මැරිල්ලේ මොකද්ද පුතේ තියෙන අභිමානය? excellence එක, දක්ෂකම. So that is also a paradox, right? And a field where 1,000 corpses lie. Another kind of victim is addressed. Mother whose heart hung humble as a button. On the right, bright splendid shroud of your son. අනේ තමන්ගේ පුත්‍රයා හිමි වෙලා ඒ වේදනාවෙන් අඬන අම්මෙකුට කතා කරලා කියනවා poet. අම්මා බලන්නකො ඔයාගේ පුත්‍රයා මැරිලා ඉන්නකොට ලස්සන ඒ මිනි ඇඳුමට ඔබේ පුත්‍රයා හරි හැඩයි කිව්වහම පුතේ, is this worthwhile for that mother? අම්මගේ වේදනාව පුතේ බටන් එකකට සම කරනවා. Whose heart hung humble as a button on the bright splendid. Splendid shroud is also a paradox. Abhimanavat tejanvita ane mini enduma. Do you see the sarcasm lying there, පුතේ? අම්මගේ හදවත බටන් එකක් තරම් පුංචි වෙලා ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ ඒ අම්මගේ වේදනාව ඒ තරම් පුංචියට තමයි මේ ලෝකය දකින්නේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් the people who created war, they just ignore this kind of people's pain. She has lost her son forever, but nobody cares. But everybody discuss about the splendidness of the shroud, right? Smartness of the killed soldier. How pathetic it is, dear children. මේක කොච්චර වේදනාත්මකද. අන්තිමට යම්මටත් කියනවා, do not weep, voice kind. අඬන්න එපා, යුද්ධය හරි හොඳයි. So now the poet has addressed 3 people here. The maiden who lost her lover, and the son, a baby, who lost his father, and the mother who has lost her own son. So this mother's future will be bleak forever. Nobody cares. Outer world does not see the lost, right? That is the poem, dear children. So it's a serious poem. You can answer well. Let's discuss the themes. You know this is categorized under the conflict theme, right? But as a sub-theme, here we've gone discussing voice occurs. Totally voice occurs. It gives nothing but destruction and suffering. I hope you get this theme here. Voice nothing but occurs, පුතේ. මේක සාපයක් පමණයි. Right? It's a blessing when the people who created war only. Not for the soldiers, not for the direct victims, and not for the indirect victims. Right? Techniques. There are a number of techniques here, Pute. The title is quite ironical, paradoxical, sarcastical, metaphorical, right? And you can see that there are paradoxal symbols, personification, right? Exaggeratively discussed the painfulness of the soldiers. Repetition. These men were born to drill and die. It is repeated several times. And do not weep. Voice kind is a chorus. It is repeated then and there in the poem, throughout the poem. Booming is a kind of onomatopoeic word, right? There are so many other images and all. These are the techniques. Right. I need to emphasize several points, Pute. Let me see that. Right. These men were born to drill and die. So that means the fates of the soldiers are determined. Whenever you get a question to brief, you just write, Pute. The unexplained glory, it is a common phrase that, you may come across with the questions. The unexplained glory flies above them. That means the fame and honor that are attracted to the soldiers are just a myth. ඒක මායාවක් විතරයි පුතේ. දෙනවා කියන දේවල් nothing. Swift blazing flag on the regiment, eagle with crest, red and gold. So that suggests the outer glory of things. Outfits, badges attract the young men to join the army. Right? Point for them the virtue of slaughter. Make plain to them the excellence of killing. So these soldiers are mechanically programmed for killing. Mechanical process එකක් පුතේ ඒක, nothing else. ඒ මිනිසුන්ට it's like they are heartless. They don't have hearts. They have no sympathies. They have no empathy and all. They are just programmed like robots and all. On the bright, splendid shroud of your son, how can the mother be happy without his son? So then why does the poet deals with these kinds of words, Pute? Because he says these ornaments are nothing for her grievances. But that is the social notion, right? Okay, this is a kind of extraction question. These men were born to drill and die, and unexplained glory flies above them. Here also you get the same phrase. From where is these lines taken? Voice kind by Stephen Crane, who are referred to as these men soldiers. These men can put a soldiers letter. right? Write the meaning of the phrase, the unexplained glory flies above them. I told you, I have described by now, okay? The glory and the recognition that the soldiers are subjected to receive are unreachable. අනේ පුතේ unexplained glory flies above them නේ. උඩේ පාවෙනවා පියාඹනවා විතර උඩ පැනලවත් අල්ල ගන්න බෑ වගේ. Unreachable. And that is only a myth. ඒක බොරුවක්. ඒක මායාවක්. There's no such a glory but only the sufferings and death. Glory එකක් නෑ දරුවනේ. වේදනාවක් සහ මරණය පමණයි. Right? Hope you can get the all 5 marks here, right? From the voice kind. Okay? A critical question. This is from 2016. Stephen Crane ironically portrays the brutality caused by war. Comment on the statement with reference to the poem Voice Kind. Brutality of war caused by war, but ironically portrays. You know, the poem, the whole poem is totally ironic, Pute. The words he uses, phrases he uses, everything is ironical. Brutality. Here I have given some points. That is up to you to have your own points, Pute, your own evidences. It's okay. As far as you can prove, it's okay. You can use. Brutality is suggested by the manner soldiers died in the battlefield. අර පුතේ මේ soldiers ලා මැරිච්ච හැට කියනවානේ. අනේ පුතේ ඔයාගේ තාත්තා මැරුණේ මෙහෙමයි. අනේ ගෑනු ළමයෝ මෙයා ඔයාගේ husband to be නැත්තම් ඔයාගේ fiancé මැරුණේ මෙහෙමයි. අම්මේ මේ බලන්නකෝ ඔයාගේ පුතා මැරිලා ඉන්න ලස්සන. Isn't that brutal පුතේ? Right? ඒක brutality නෙමෙයිද? How the soldiers have been brainwashed is all shown sarcastically. These men were born to drill and die. කවුරුවත් උපදිනවද පුතේ මරාගෙන මැරෙන්න? That is shaped by the behavior in the society, right? So, quite ironical. The verbal irony used repeatedly, voice kind, do not weep, that is verbal irony. It is repeated throughout the poem. You show the ironic take in these terms, Pute. Right? අනේ අඬන්න එපා දරුවෝ යුද්ධේ හරි හොඳයි කිව්වහම අඬන්න නැතුව නවත්තන්න පුළුවන් දර වගේ වේදනාවක් ඉන්න කෙනෙකුට. Those victims, indirect victims, right? The use of paradoxes to show the ironical effects of war. මේ paradoxes ටික හරි ලස්සනට පාවිච්චි කරන්න දරුවනේ. Whose booming drums of the regiment, swift blazing flag of the regiment, the unexplained glory flies above them. Right? Pute, I have given you only several phrases and quotations here. So, ironically portrays the brutality caused by war. Brutality, me tiyana vinashaya, me amanushika bava yuddhaye pennanda. හැබැයි කියන්න ඒ අමානුෂික බව පෙන්වන්නේ මෙන්න මේ වගේ වචනත් එක්ක. හොඳයි යුද්ධය කියන එකට අයිසිං තට්ටුවක් තවරලා තියෙන්නේ පුතේ. හැබැයි ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන කේක් එක තිත්ත රසයි කියන එක ලෝකයට පේන්නේ. That is how the poem becomes ironical, right? Now when I'm coming to the end of this session, Pute, I can remember one of the sayings of Wilfred Ovens, who was a renowned war poet. Dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. That is a Latin saying which says that මේ යුද්ධය බොරුවක්, right? ලෝකයට පෙනෙන්නට තියෙන යුද්ධය තනි කරම මේක බොරුවක් කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? It is sweet and right to die for your own country. රට වෙනුවෙන් මැරෙන එක තමයි හොඳම මැරිල්ල. මැරෙනවා නම් මිනිස්සෙක් මැරෙන්න ඕන රට වෙනුවෙන්. එහෙමයි පුතේ. ලෝකයට පෙන්නන්නේ dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. Wilfred Owenගේ. Right? But it is not the truth. ඒක නෙවෙයි සත්‍ය කතාව. Voice kind also deals with that. Right? Okay, dear children? Let's meet from another video. Hope you got to understand well voice kind. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and please send me a comment regarding the lesson today. God bless you all, dear children, and have a nice future.